Good morning from Epcot. It's my first day in Epcot this trip, and it's one of those parks that when I was younger I never really got. I was like, but there's not many rides, like what's going on here? The last visit I absolutely fell in love with this park. I think it's now my second favourite park, so I'm very excited to be back. I do have multi-pass today, so it'll be great to see how much you can get done with that. Plus I have a tour and some very exciting dining, so I think it's going to be an amazing day. So let's go enjoy Epcot. So the one downside is that getting into the park was chaotic this morning. So I arrived at 10 past 8 and it's now 8:45, so a lot of the early entry has gone. But basically, every single person was being sent to bag check, even people without bags. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if the scanners had gone haywire, but absolutely everyone was being sent. A lot of people were unhappy because obviously they were like, I don't have a bag. And they were like, well, you have to be checked anyway. So that took a long time to get through, but we are in now, so let's start the day. Okay, so I do have a multi-pass later, but Spaceship Earth is a 5-minute wait and I can't walk past it, so I think I'm gonna go in.
And with man comes mechanical technology and the birth of the high-tech life we enjoy today. Just the first worldwide race. Invents the modern printing press. Now knowledge travels fast as these new books, and travel they will. Poised to shape the future of this, our Spaceship Earth.
Welcome to the future, or should I say, your future.
Spaceship Earth for me is such an iconic attraction. It's really nostalgic. Like, I absolutely love going on it. I could go round and round and round. Love it. Sadly, the photo effect wasn't working because I think that's hilarious at the end when your face pops up. But still a great ride. So let's see what else we can get on before I start my multi-pass rides. One I could go on now, but because they're all in this area, I want to try and clump them together rather than do one now and then have to wait for ages. So let's see what else we can get on while the queue times are short. Last time I was here, there were construction walls absolutely everywhere. So it's really fun to see it all different now, and there's going to be new things to see, such as the Walt statue, Communical Hall. And it feels really funny because it's like a bit disorientating because I was so used to the construction walls. Now I'm like, oh, I can go anywhere. Where am I going to go? So first up, let's head into the land where we've got Soaring and Living with the Land, two of my favourite attractions. Hello, thank you. So there are 3 different rows on Soaring. Number 1 is the highest row, number 3 is the lowest. If you do have a fear of heights, ask them to go in row 3 and they will accommodate you.
Welcome to Soaring. My name is Patrick and I'll be your chief flight attendant today.
So Soaring is always so iconic, and I do love that at Epcot you have all these kind of classic attractions like Soaring, Spaceship Earth, Figment, Living with the Land, and you are seeing like new rides of course like Guardians and Remy. I really do hope that they keep these classic attractions because they feel so Epcot to me. And once we're speaking of rides that I absolutely love, Living with the Land. Some people might think it's boring sailing through greenhouses. I think it's brilliant, so we're going to head over there now.
Welcome to our living laboratories, where scientists from EPCOT and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. These are just a few of the edible plants that have been an important source of nutrition for people living in the tropics. Many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. These plants are definitely on their way up. Innovative growing techniques like these increase yields while more efficiently using resources like water, fertilizer, and pesticides. Another innovation at work here is our integrated pest management program. By populating our greenhouses with beneficial insects that prey on harmful pests like aphids and flies, we are significantly reducing our reliance on conventional pesticides.
So I always absolutely love living with the land. I think it's so amazing to see the actual produce that they serve in this park being grown, and because it is food and wine time, they actually show you like this specific ingredient. You can find it at this booth in this dish, which I think is so cool. The one downside I would say is I really hate seeing the fish section. Seeing all of these fish in such small tanks, it's just really upsetting, and it's like, I don't think it's necessary. It's particularly because the message of the ride is all about how we can work with nature, and like we need to do better to preserve it and not destroy it, and we're really looking at methods of doing that, and like, you know, that's something that EPCOT kind of really stands for, of this progress, but also, you know, working with nature. And I feel like the fish bit kind of goes against that, because it's like, don't cause harm, but here's some tanks full of lots and lots of fish all squashed together, and I presume they kill them to serve them here, and I'm like, I just think it doesn't really match, so I prefer it if they got rid of that bit. But absolutely love the ethos of the ride and getting to see the produce be grown, and then you can actually go and eat it, which I think is so cool. So there is a little vegan snack at Sunshine Seasons, which is this cookies and cream mousse. Every time I come, I can't find it. So I'm going to see if I can get it, because I haven't had breakfast today. So I'm like, let's see if I can have a little, like, cheeky treat snack. We've sourced the goods. Okay, so this is definitely not the healthiest of breakfast, but I'm so glad I finally managed to find this. This is the cookies and cream mousse. This is a vegan dish. It has, I think, like Oreo crumbs on top, chocolate mousse, and it's got like a layer in here, which looks so good. So let's dive in and see what it's like. It looks very moussey. This looks amazing. And to have like an actual vegan dessert from a quick service location is amazing. So this is a great snack, or breakfast if you're me. That is really good. The mousse has such a good chocolate flavour. It's like rich. This is delicious. Let's see if I can get a bit of the cake. Oh, it's not cake in the middle, it's like more cookie crumbles, which makes sense because it's cookies and cream mousse, but this is really good. I think it's going to be quite a lot to eat because it is quite a generous portion, and like I say, the chocolate is rich, but this is great. And the fact, like I say, that you can get a chocolatey dessert that feels like a dessert in a quick service location is literally incredible. I think it was $5.29 without tax. So if you are looking for a sweet treat, a little pick-me-up, a little dessert whilst you're in Epcot, definitely come and get this because this is delicious. I love that when you're on holiday, just rules go out the window. Want dessert for breakfast? For your fantasy. Do what you like. It's amazing. So I have some reservations now over near Figment. I've got one for the Pixar and Disney short film festing. I'm almost certain nobody needs to get a multi-pass for that. But because it was in this area, I was like, okay, we'll book that. And then we'll go on journey into imagination with Figment and hopefully meet the guy. Okay, there is a sign saying you can meet Figment, so I'm wondering, whilst I'm not a hot sweaty mess, maybe I should go in now. I found him! I'm so excited. Hi Figment! I've had to come and meet you, fully Figmented out, got the ears, the top, the skirt. You are the icon of Epcot, so I had to come and pay tribute to you. So it's wonderful to meet you today. I'm so excited. Can we have a photo together? Thank you! I am so glad I got to meet Figment in the full Figment outfit, and now I'm in the shop with all of the merch, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a look. Now I haven't been on the ride yet, but you know, have a little sneak peek now, see what you fancy. Adorable, absolutely too cute. They don't, no way. Oh my god, well, I'm 100% getting that. A Figment shoulder plush. There's some new Figment ears. There is a lounge fly. This is a very cute mug, cup. This is very cute. Oh my god, you can get a hat. That is iconic. Love to see this Food and Wine specific merch that also has Figment on. Very nice. Oh my god, wait a minute. I've just spied something. What an iconic shirt. That is amazing. So a purchase has been made, and I am almost certain that no one else in Epcot will be as figmented out as I am today. Everything that could be Figment is, which is fantastic. I absolutely love it, and it was so fun to meet Figment, and just an icon, absolute icon. I know some people don't like Figment, but I'm like, I think you just need to get into it, guys. You just have to accept Figment and go for it. Pretty sure I absolutely do not need to use a lightning lane for this, but let's go in anyway, we've got it. Now this is where Captain EO used to be, and I was a massive Captain EO fan. In fact, later in the trip you'll see a little tribute to Captain EO. So it will be interesting to see. I feel like it's going to be a bit like PhilharMagic, where they're just going to have clips from films. So it should be a nice little look over Disney and Pixar film. So the Disney and Pixar Short Film Fest was super cute. You got to see a Mickey short, and it was in 3D, and it was kind of a mixture between the old style animation and the new, and going between black and white and colour. Then you got to see two Pixar shorts. One was Piper, which I've seen before, which is so cute. One was called Feast, that I'd never seen, and I absolutely loved it. So it was great. Let's now head in to see my favourite guy. We're gonna go see Figment. Thank you.
Great ride. I love your
Oh, thank you. Everything Figment.
I was like, living it.
Yes, exactly.
Are you the imagination at Figment?
Could you imagine that? That would be incredible.
I'm imagining it now.
Yeah,
Imagine
exactly. It's perfect.
Welcome to our special drive-through open house. I'm Dr. Michael Channing, Chairman of the Imagination Institute. On your tour, you'll see how the 5 human senses can help capture your imagination.
Oh, can I go too?
Absolutely not. This is one of our discoveries, the figment of imagination.
Yeah, I know all about the senses. There's sight, sound, smell, touch, coochie-coochie-coo, and taste. Tastes like chicken. Can I go? Please, please, please.
No, I don't want you out of my sight.
Out of sight? Okay. Come on, everybody. Here we go.
What? This is odd. Hello?
Hello.
Who is this?
It's Figment.
Figment? I thought I told you not to interfere.
But you've got it wrong, Doc. It's not about listening with your ears. It's about listening with your imagination.
Now, all together, if you would please read line 3 and
With F-I-G-M-E-N-T, you can see things differently. Sure, you can see with your eyes, but imagine what you could see if you used your imagination.
Our research shows that smells often trigger the imagination, especially when pleasant, familiar smells come into play.
Yes, come into play. I'd love to.
Figment, this is not a good time.
It's always a good time to use your imagination, so let the good times roll. Woohoo! You win 1 cent.
Figment, don't! Oh, yeah, that really stinks.
Of course, Doc. The nose knows. We'll go to my open house instead. It's much more fun. Right this way, everybody.
Figment, what is going on? You're turning this entire open house upside down.
Upside down? Now you're talking. That's the best idea you've had all day. Now here's a real open house. Come on in.
I absolutely love how wacky and wild and bonkers Journey into Imagination with Figment is, and I can see how it is kind of dated now, but it's one of those just like iconic Disney attractions, and I absolutely love it. I will never ever get bored of it. But now I'm going to actually take a little boat across the lake because I need to get to Regal Eagle for some lunch, and then I need to hotfoot it back over to this land because I have a reservation later here. But let's go get some food. And Regal Eagle Smokehouse is one of my favourite quick service locations. It's so good. They have changed the vegan option, so I'm excited to try the new one. So let's go see. So I am very much enjoying my fully Figment outfit. However, the skirt keeps riding up, and like every 3 seconds I'm having to tug it down, and it's driving me nuts. Now I do have some shorts underneath, so I'm contemplating maybe taking the skirt off and just going like t-shirt and shorts combo. But it's such a shame to spoil the look because it's pretty fantastic, and then I might not be the most pigmented person if I get rid of the skirt. So it's a risk, it's a risk. If you are ever short on time or want to rest your legs, then come to here. It's kind of, Canada is just over there, so it's the very start of World Showcase. But you can come here and get a little ferry and it'll take you straight over to Morocco.
Doors are open.
I am so excited to be back over in World Showcase. This is my absolute favourite part of EPCOT. So I'm just taking a little stroll now from Morocco over to the USA Pavilion. It's strange because the front of the park, I've done a lot of things I wanted to do, which is really, really good. So the rest of the trip I can kind of focus on this part because it's only given me a brief visit this morning at least to the America Pavilion and hopping back to the front of the park for my very special experience, which I'm looking forward to. I can't decide today whether to just try and stay here as long as possible because I do have a dinner reservation and I do have a multi-pass later in the day. So I'm like, do I just stick it out or do I go back for a little break and then come back out closer to those times? How long would the break be? Would it be too much hassle? So it's something I'll mull over. And in just a few minutes walk, I'm now here in the America Pavilion. That is the really, really handy thing about the boat is it does cut a lot of walking out. So if you have a reservation to get to and you're thinking, it's a bit tight on time, that can be a really good option. The boat is every 15 minutes, but that's also because like the boat ride only takes a couple of minutes, but obviously they load and unload. So the round trip is 15 minutes long. But before I go to my reservation, I think I'm gonna have to take the skirt off. It's literally driving me doolally, I can't cope. So I'm gonna go take it off, put it in my bag. When I have my nice table service reservation later, I'll pop it on. Gotta go indecent. Well, indecent, not go in indecent. So let's go get more comfy.
No, it's not tight, it's because it's stealthy.
This was one of my favourite quick service restaurants during my last trip. Definitely probably my favourite in EPCOT. So going back in, the vegan option has changed slightly, so I'm going to be interested to see what the new one is like. So let's get eating. And I've got the vegan jackfruit sandwich. It looks very, very nice. It does look kind of similar to what I had before, although that did have an impossible patty in it. But it looks really, really good, so let's dive in. But it's going to be hard. I'm going to have to cut it in half. I can't eat it like this. Okay, this looks very, very messy. I've got a white t-shirt on, so let's hope for the best. That has a nice barbecue flavour. It mostly, I think, comes from the slaw, so you get that kind of vinegary taste. The jackfruit is nice and soft. What I do like is it does replicate kind of the texture of meat, but it's also very distinctly jackfruit, because I always get paranoid, what if they're giving me meat? But with this you can tell. The burger itself, I was very impressed. It was quite messy. Didn't get any on my top. White t-shirt win. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, if you're looking for some nice barbecue, you're looking for something that doesn't have faux meat, this is a really good option. I was having such a lovely little sit down in the aircon and just having a little bit of a drink and feeling all refreshed. And then I remembered, oh my God, I've got to get to the other side of EPCOT because of its reservation at 1:30. So I have got enough time, but I want to make sure that I'm not rushing. I think also you need to check in about 15 minutes early. So I'm going to mosey back to the boat because I very much do enjoy that little journey, and it'll just get me there so much quicker. Deciding to take the skirt off and just go with the cycling shorts was the best decision ever. It is so comfortable, and before I came out I had asked everyone, what cycling shorts do you recommend? And I'd always been put off wearing them because I'm kind of like, as a plus size person, I was like, oh, can I pull it off? Will it look weird? But if you've got like oversized t-shirts and shorts, it is so comfortable and so cool. Like, I thought wearing skirts was cool, and I'm like, this is next level cool. So in the Florida heat, this is amazing. So I have brought a few with me, and I'm like, I think I might do more of this because absolutely love it. And I've seen lots and lots of plus size ladies out here wearing this, and everyone looks fab. So like, I think it's one of those things you sometimes get a bit worried, like, oh, could I wear that? And you can absolutely wear whatever you want, and everyone looks amazing, and everyone, more importantly, looks cool. Which is so important in this heat. What's interesting to say is that it is very humid, but it's not super hot. So if the humidity died down, it would actually be a really nice temperature. So it is interesting how you get all different combinations. Some days it is super humid and super hot. Some days it's humid but less hot. Some days it's less humid, but then the temperature is hotter. So you never know what you're gonna get. It's a little mixed bag. And I do like throughout the day it kind of changes, so you never know what you're going to get. Like yesterday was the perfect example where I was saying they were predicting all of these storms and, you know, oh, we're going to be washed out, we're going to see Fantasmic, and then actually it was absolutely perfect. There was a little bit of rain as I was walking to Fantasmic, like a tiny amount, and afterwards it did a little sprinkle, but really it was fantastic. So never be worried if you see the forecast and you're thinking, oh my God. And something I learned that I didn't know is when they say on the forecast, like, you know, 50% chance of rain, what it actually means is that the area you were in, so Orlando, 50% of that area is likely to get rain. So it doesn't mean your area will specifically get it. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So it took me 37 years to realise that. It actually feels very sad to be leaving World Showcase because it's definitely my favourite part of EPCOT. However, I've got 2 more days in EPCOT. One day I'm doing food and wine, and that's all I'm doing. So it's going to be glorious because we have to spend the whole day in World Showcase eating and drinking, which is something that I really appreciate. I think, like I said, as a kid I was just obsessed with rides, and I was like, what is EPCOT? There's hardly no rides. But now, when you can just wander around and, you know, go in the shops and see all the things from different countries and lots of food, lots of drink, like, it's amazing. This definitely feels like much more of an adult park than maybe some of the others. Okay, so I waited ages and ages and ages for the boat, and it just did not move from the other side of the lake. So I think I'm going to try and hot foot it back over to the Land Pavilion. I've got about 35 minutes until the experience starts. I think you need to check in probably 10 minutes early, so I think I will be able to get there, but I hate feeling rushed. And I'm like, ooh, the boat was supposed to be the quick way. Oh, it started moving. Should we go back? Okay, let's go back. I think it's gonna be quicker. It's gonna be quicker. Okay, it's moving. It's that thing, isn't it? You know when you like pick a queue, you always end up in the like longest queue. Or like if you go, right, I've waited too long for a boat or a bus or something, you go, I'm leaving, and then immediately as you leave, it turns up. So in this scenario, maybe it's a good thing that I left and I've prompted it to come. So I'm gonna head back and get on the boat again. Wow, that was stressful. The boat did arrive and then we sat there for like 20 minutes and I was like, guys, I've had to hot foot it from the station over to the Land Pavilion for my reservation, but I'm very hot. I'm very knackered. But let's go check in. So I am here to do the behind the scenes tour where you get to go into the greenhouses and hear all about how Disney grow their own produce and just all about agriculture. So I had been worried because obviously the fish, and I had spoken to a few of my friends that are vegan that have done this tour, and they all said it's okay, like they do touch upon the fish, but you don't have to kind of be involved, you can move on from that. So that should be good. So I'm very excited to go do this. It was $30, which I actually think is really, really reasonable for a backstage tour. It's an hour-long tour. When you sign in, you get given your little badge to say you're on the tour, and you also have to sign a waiver, which is pretty serious. It's kind of like, if you get any illnesses or anything, you can't ever sue us. And I'm like, okay. As we all know, I've got a Disney Plus account, and apparently if you have a Disney Plus account, you can never sue Disney anyway, so it doesn't matter. We've already signed our lives away to Disney, apparently. But I'm very excited to get going in a minute.
Now this is our first stop for the day. I like to call it the secret lab because we are right behind Living with the Land. If you hear that music in the background, yes, with the pan flute, we love it. So we'll start here and then go forward towards the greenhouses. But this lab, it's called the Integrated Pest Management Lab. Has anyone heard of that term before? Yes. Maybe not. If you haven't, that's just a fancy way to describe how we protect the plants from pests at all different levels. For example, sometimes in our greenhouses we have aphids. Does anybody know a bug that can eat aphids? Yes, ladybugs, wonderful. Sometimes our team will introduce ladybugs into the greenhouse to eat the aphids. They prevent that damage. Concrete space all together for just a bit. Feel free to use any space you'd like to move around. Take some pictures. There's a lot to see here. That's how they keep thriving as they go around. And as those plants physically grow taller, we manually raise them up with metal rods with a string and Velcro too. Because we are first coming in, there's a special onto that using something called turgor pressure. So this is something that is for protection and also to collect rain. But I do have our cucumber slices here. We'll see where these were grown in our next greenhouse. And then as I pass them around, you'll notice that they're pretty thin-skinned and seedless. That one's heading in. This next room is called the production greenhouse. It's very important for the restaurants because we make about 20,000 pounds of produce here in this room per year out of 30,000 pounds in total for the greenhouse. So we'll start out pretty small with our microgreens. Very cute. We have sunflower here in the middle and the bottom, but we do make a lot of different types like cilantro, amaranth, all different things that can go to Disney for very events. And also, the microgreens, you'll see a sign on the bottom. These go to the chicken tiki masala dish at the India kiosk too. These cucumber plants were just seeded July 13th of this year. They're fully grown. They go up towards the trellis structure so that they have a lot of room at the top to grow those cucumbers vertically down. And it helps to prevent pest damage so too. Everybody see that shade?
Oh, Mickey!
One cup. It takes about 80 beans, and in each cherry you only get 2 beans. So you need 40 of those for 1 cup of coffee. So we definitely don't make all of it for the Starbucks and Joffrey's around the parks. But we do sometimes have Disney chefs who do walkthroughs with us, and they let us know if they want to try a little bit of something, or if the nutrition team at Animal Kingdom has a vegetable birthday cake they want to make for the gorillas. They'll let us know if they need certain ingredients. But at the very end, there is something growing here that we save for the elephants at Animal Kingdom.
So the behind the scenes tour was so interesting. If you like Living with the Land as a ride, you will really, really enjoy this. You get to learn so much more about what they're doing and like the really innovative ways that they are growing the produce, and you also get a little taste test. We had a little bit of cucumber, which was absolutely delicious. It was amazing. It was also so cool to see some things, like we saw this giant Mickey that you can't see from the boat, which was so fun. We got to have our photo taken with it, and I really did enjoy it. My feet are killing me now though, so I'm having to have a little sit down. But I really liked it. There was a bit where you did go into the fish section. Luckily it was quite quickly, but people had the opportunity to feed them. I didn't want to. So again, yeah, I think everything would be better if they just didn't have that, if I was honest. But it's really interesting. I think to get to go backstage and learn so much for $30, I think is really good. And the one thing that was really interesting about this tour is it's the only kind of backstage tour you could do at Disney where you could actually film and take photographs. So you will have seen some clips from inside, which was really cool. And it was just so great to be on the other side. You're used to going past the kind of produce on the boats, but it was great to be on the other side looking at the boats, which was so fun. So really enjoyed that. But yeah, having to have a little sit down, I realised I've kind of been on my feet. Apart from having eaten, I kind of ate quite quickly so I could get back here. I've been on my feet all day, and I have worn different shoes today, and I don't know if they're not as comfy, but my feet are really hurting today, like they're really tired. So I'm going to have a long sit down here. I think it's raining outside, so we'll have a little wait. I don't know what to do about going back for a break, because I feel like if I went back I wouldn't have long there before having to come back out. But likewise, if I stay here, it'll be a long time to kind of fill the time. And of course, there's loads of things to do here, but because I've got 2 more days in EPCOT, I don't want to do absolutely everything today and then be like, oh, what am I going to do the other days? Although one day is going to be a food and wine day, so we all know what we're doing that day. So I don't know whether to have a little rest, and then I kind of fancy getting like a refresher from Starbucks. I'm like, maybe I'll head over to Connections Cafe, have a little sit down and like slowly move around, because I need to go to the France Pavilion later today for another multi-pass, and I also am having dinner in the Japan Pavilion, so I will be over in World Showcase later, but having a little rest now, give the feet a little rest. So whilst I've been sat here, I've kind of had a play around with my reservations. So I think what I'm going to do is I've moved my dining reservation to much earlier. I think it was originally at 6:45, and I've moved it to 5 o'clock. But just because I'm feeling quite tired today, my feet are hurting, and I'm like, do you know what? We've got 2 weeks of the trip. It's nice to actually have some days or some evenings where it's a bit more relaxed, a bit more chilled. So I'm going to have the food a bit earlier. I do have a multi-pass for that time for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, so I'm going to keep trying to modify that. If I don't get to ride it today, it's not the end of the world, because I can do it another day, or I've been on it in Disneyland Paris, I've been on it here. It's not like if I don't go on it, I'm going to be absolutely gutted. So I think sometimes when you're at Disney, you have to be a bit flexible with your plans, because your body might be telling you, we need a little rest, we need a little downtime. And the thing that's really exciting is it's day 4, so you're go, because it's your first day in EPCOT. So far you've done 1 day in each of the parks, but what can sometimes happen is you're going so hard that eventually your body goes, okay, we've got to have a stop. And that is the good thing about, if you come for 2 weeks, you will have plenty of time for downtime. You'll fit so much in that you don't have to go, and you can kind of wear yourself out a bit. And I think today, where I went over to World Showcase for lunch and then came back, that was very time consuming. That was probably not a good plan. But I've got now about an hour and a half until my dinner. So I might start slowly making my way around World Showcase to get to the Japan Pavilion. So I've had my little rest, and what I've also done is I've changed my shoes over, because it does look like it could rain at some point this afternoon, and the shoes I had on were more like sliders, and they're terrible in the rain because your feet just go everywhere, and I'm like, you're going to break an ankle. So I've switched back into my Tevas. I always put them in my backpack, because if it does rain, they're perfect, because your feet dry really quickly. They're also strapped to you, so your feet are nice and secure. So, but this is the one downside, like people that come to Disney with just like bum bags, I don't know how they do it. I come to Disney like I'm going yomping. I've got like a litre bottle of water, I've got a Gatorade, I've got a change of shoes, I've got an umbrella, I've got a little first aid pack, like I'm the Red Cross, I've got blister plasters, I've got lip balm, I've got everything you could possibly need. I don't know how people are coming and packing light, because I'm like out on a bloody SAS yomp. It's ridiculous. But something I really enjoy about doing the 2 weeks at Disney World is you do have the ability to take your time. I used to be a park open to park closed person, and I would end every day in absolute agony and in a bad mood, and there was no magic left because you were just so exhausted. But the good thing about being here for 2 weeks is you will have enough time to fit everything in. In fact, you'll have enough time to do things more than once, so you don't need to run around. And the lucky thing and the fortunate privileged thing about having come multiple times to Disney World is now learning that. Something that is new since my last trip is Communical Hall. So I will come in, it's a festival space. Obviously at the moment you've got food and wine, so they've got some of the booths here, so let's have a little look. The good thing is it's air conditioned and there are tables, because sometimes with the festival you're eating outside a lot and you often don't have somewhere to sit, and definitely not in air conditioning, so that is very nice. But essentially it's just a room. There's nothing interesting about it. You don't need to stop by here, you don't need to put it on your list of that's somewhere I need to visit unless you want to go to one of these booths. I am going to come to one of these booths for food and wine because they have a vegan mac and cheese that looks amazing. So very much looking forward to that. I'm so excited for the food and wine day. There is also a brand new character meet and greet spot next door to Communical Hall, which I think is so fun. It's going to be nice, it's indoors, it's air conditioned, perfect.
Come on up to the dance floor. We're going to learn a fun little dance, easy for the entire family to learn.
All ages are
Look
welcome.
at you, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you.
Todas, bienvenidas.
Left, back right, back left, to the right. 1, 2, 3, to the left. 1, 2, 3, and again. Right, left, back right, back left, to the right. 1, 2, 3, to the left. 1, 2, let's go. Oh my, oh, is that what's happening? It's the burritos. Oh wait, no. It's Mirabel and Bruno.
Muchísimas gracias for stopping by.
You guys must have heard the music. That's why you're here. Bueno, Alina, Mirabel, Bruno, primos. Vamos a celebrar. Let's show these girls how to have a good time.
So the brand new Encanto show was so fun. It was so lively. It was so joyful. Like, I absolutely loved that. I think that's such a great addition to this park, and it's so interactive, and everyone was dancing and clapping and having a good time, and absolutely loved that. Something that I would say about EPCOT is it is a deceptively big park, because the front section feels very compact in and of itself, but then also you have World Showcase, which is all the way around the lake, and the pavilions themselves are small, but of course there are 11 of them. So you actually walk very, very far in this park, and particularly apart from the boat, there's no other way to get around World Showcase. You have to either do this loop or get the little boat. So if you are ever needing to get somewhere a bit quicker, hop on that boat. Although today it did take a long time. There was like 15-minute round trip, and I was like, they stopped for like 20 minutes. They didn't even begin sailing. They were just stopped for ages, and I was like, oh guys. But it's worth giving yourself lots of extra time, because it is much bigger to get around than you anticipate, so it could very, very easily be a 30-minute walk to get to where you need to go. So just give yourself plenty of time if you do have a ride reservation or a dining reservation. So I am coming tonight for dinner at Shiki-Sai. This looks right up my street. I've heard such great things, lots of vegan options, so let's go in and see what we can order. Lovely to meet you, thank you. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I have ordered the Violet Yuzu lemonade, and I have been given this blue butterfly pea flower, and if I pour this in, there should be some magic that happens. Oh wow, that's so fun. The staff have all been absolutely amazing. They've been so friendly, and the manager has come over and taken me through everything in the menu that is either vegan or can be made vegan, and there's quite a lot of options, which is fantastic. And now it's trying to narrow down what to have. And what's really nice is there's a big sense of ceremony. So when you first arrive, everyone welcomes you. They knock two pieces of wood together and then everyone welcomes you, which is so nice and friendly and welcoming. The staff have been next level incredible. What's nice is there's lots of little small plates or sushi that you could have. So if you want to do kind of like a tapas style and share, if you want like multiple people, this would be a really, really great option. But they do have mains if you want something more like that, like the ramen. So two of my dishes have arrived. I have the tofu and mushroom dish. They did say the broth is a bit hot, so I'm going to let that cool down a bit. But first up, I have the gobo chips. They look very tasty, so let's try them. Really well seasoned. They're really salty, but also really savoury. Like, these are really addictive. You could keep eating and eating these. They're really good. So the broth is really nice, it's really light but also fresh. You get the small little mushrooms that are lovely, and the silken tofu is a really lovely texture. So this is a really nice dish as well. And the final dish that I ordered was the tomato garden salad. This presentation is beautiful, it looks absolutely stunning. You get a whole tomato, you get some avocado, you get some mushrooms and a sauce. So let's dig in. Get a little bit of everything. That is really, really fresh. Like, it brings all of your taste buds alive. Tomato, unbelievably fresh. The sauce has a little bit of a zing to it, kind of almost like citrusy, which really works well and brings it all together. Like, when they say a garden salad, it really is like eating the most freshest garden you could ever have. Like, this is a really amazing dish. I can't express enough how delicious this is. This is so outstanding. Like I say, the freshness and the vibrancy in the taste is absolutely spectacular. Like, this is 100%. You should come here even if you just get this. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm about halfway through my meal now, and I am obsessed. This is one of the best restaurants I've been to in Disney World. The food is unbelievably good. Honestly, guys, if you're coming to Disney World, you have to get a reservation for here because it is absolutely outstanding. Like, I will not stop raving about this. So I think you can tell that I absolutely love that. It's some of the best food I've ever had in Disney World. The service was next level, and I cannot get over the food. It is absolutely delicious. I will be coming back 100 times over. It was so good, and the whole experience is wonderful. Like I say, when you get greeted into the restaurant, and also what was really lovely, my server knew, obviously I love Figment, that's come across. She went and made me a little origami dragon, which I think is so cute, and I could not have felt more welcome, and just, I can't get over that food. It was unreal, and the fact there were so many options, but there's still so many other dishes to try, is wonderful. So if you are coming here and you're vegan, you need to come to Shiki-Sai because it's unreal. I always love coming into the shop in this pavilion, and I've also got my little voucher to collect my gift, so I'm going to try and get that from here as well. Everything is so cute or kawaii. I absolutely love it. Unreal. Everything is so cute. I can't cope. Look at this guy. So amazingly, I still have 2 minutes until my multi-pass time for Remy's Ratatouille adventure would be up. So I think I'm gonna try and get on it. This has worked out perfectly. I did not think I would be able to do it. I thought because I'd moved my dining reservation earlier, I would miss it. But I've still got 2 minutes. And I do think they probably would give you a few minutes of grace if you kind of explained like, oh, I was dining and it took a little longer than I was expecting, something like that. So I can't believe it. We're gonna actually get to do it. I automatically wanted to say bonjour because I was so used to going on this ride in Paris.
And tonight, the toast of the town, Chef Remy, will prepare you a culinary masterpiece. Des invités pour le dîner.
Yes, but what to prepare? Hein? Pour le repas idéal? Coq au vin? Non. A simple omelet? Too simple.
Voilà.
Mais oui, that's it!
Cette nourriture est pour nos invités, pas pour vous. Hey guys, the food is for them, not you.
Que manigancez-vous? Out of my way!
Vous êtes toujours les bienvenus chez Remy. À bientôt et bon appétit. Et Mino.
I absolutely love that. Ratatouille is one of my favourite films and I just really love that ride. I love the storyline, I love all the effects. I do feel like the effects are stronger here, so like definitely got wet. I could feel the heat from the flames, which was great. It was really, really fun. Absolutely loved it. And a meal, I'm obsessed with the meal because he reminds me of my cat Jaffa. I just think he's so cute. And I just love this film. I actually watched it just before coming to Disney. So I'm so glad I got to go on it and it worked out perfectly with the timings. Whilst I was in the queue, I also booked another multi-pass for Spaceship Earth. So I just went on it earlier as a walk-on, but I thought I'd do a little Spaceship Earth moment on the way out. The wind has picked up quite a lot, but there's no rain at the moment. It's lovely to have that breeze, but I do apologise that the mic, it might be a bit breezy on the mic, but the temperature's great at the moment. And ironically, I've also got a second wind. I'm feeling much more lively now after having eaten and sat down. I am going to resist the urge to look in all of the different pavilions and the shops and everything because I'm coming back. I've got 2 more days, so let's savour them and head back towards the front of the park. I'm trying to cover the mic from the wind because I forgot to bring my wind shield. And we've got that Spaceship Earth multicast to go on, so that'll be a nice way to finish our day in EPCOT. I am actually kind of wanting a dessert, and I think I'm going to pass Shimmering 6, which has the vegan guava cake. And I'm like, I started the day having dessert for breakfast, so should I also end the day with dessert? So I did it. I stopped to get the guava cake and it looks very delicious. This has always been like a standout dish at Food and Wine. I've never had it before, so I'm very excited to try it. So let's dive in and see what this guava cake is like and if it lives up to the hype. Wow, the whipped cream on top is really nice. Really light, but also rich. And the tartness of the guava, but also the sweetness, is amazing. What a great blend. This is a really amazing dessert. Look, I've never had guava in a cake before, and I'm like, I think we need it everywhere all the time now. Like, it gives such an amazing sweetness. The cake is nice and soft and moist. The cream is light. Like, this is an amazing dessert. I think vegans are being spoiled. I think non-vegans would go wild over this. Like, it's genuinely such a delicious cake. And what a lovely way to end the day. The guava cake absolutely lives up to the hype. This is delicious. Absolutely outstanding. So that guava cake was only $5 and it was a large portion. So to get a whole dessert for $5 is unreal. It came up on my Starling account that it was like just over £3.50. How can you get a dessert that cheap? Amazing food back to back. Shiki-Sai, next level incredible. Guava cake, amazing. Like, what a great end to the day, culinary wise. I have to say this is a really nice part of EPCOT now. It's very calming, there's lots of seating areas. It's a great place to take a little bit of rest. So it's lovely to kind of get to experience this now. I am so happy that I got to see the Walt Disney statue. That's such a beautiful tribute, and you know, it's so nice to see Walt in the parks, particularly as this was such a passion project of his, and unfortunately, you know, it never got realised during his lifetime, and it's just beautiful tribute. So we're going to do one final ride tonight, and we're going to take another whirl on Spaceship Earth.
And then the something called Land Pavilion. It turns out there are copies of some of these books in the libraries of the Middle East, being watched over by Arab and Jewish scholars. And now I believe your future is just about ready. Let's take a look, shall we?
Welcome to the future. Or should I say, your future. In the future, the country will be a great place to work. Your high-tech home office will be a media-rich environment, outfitted with global networking and the latest digital tools to turn your dreams into reality. Need to be somewhere? No problem. Just pack up and go. Since you do your best thinking alone, you can bring your virtual tools with you and work while you commute, thanks to a personal digital assistant that carries all your files. This just in, looks like it's going to be a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. The end. Or should I say the beginning of your future.
I'm so glad my photo worked this time. I think it's hilarious at the end. And I always like to every time pick different answers just to see different storylines, which is so fun. And I will never ever get bored of this. Like, I just think the nostalgia for me is like next level. I absolutely love it. And I really love when you're at the top and you're seeing all the stars and you see Earth. And you can actually see the curvature of the top of Spaceship Earth, the Gulf War. And it's just wild to me to think you're right at the top of this iconic building in Disney. It's so awesome. What an incredible day. I got to do so many rides. I met Figment. I got to go on the behind the scenes tour, which was so interesting. I've had the most incredible food at Shiki-Sai, and that guava cake was next level. And I got to see the Walt statue, which I am so happy about because I was desperate to see that. And it was so beautiful. What an amazing tribute, and it just blows my mind being in Disney. I'll never ever take for granted how lucky I am to go, because I genuinely, and I know you'll all feel the same, it's such a joyful place. It's the place I'm the happiest, although, you know, I'm crying now. But I never ever take it for granted, and I'm just so thankful to be here. And what another amazing day. We're only 4 days in, and like, I can't believe I'm going to be here for another 10 days. So we've still got so much more to pack in. What an amazing first few days it has been. So thank you so much for joining me. There's still much more to come. Tomorrow's going to be a very exciting day because I'm doing something I've never done before. And if you think this is bad, get ready for tomorrow because I'm going to be crying heaps. If you love seeing people cry at Disney, stay tuned. But thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I hope you have a most magical day. Bye bye.